Hey, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for another video. So in this video we'll be talking about how you can include Hana in your company technical discussions. Whether I mean it could be any kind of discussion, but here we are going to talk about technical discussions like coding or you're solutioning in a tech project or you're trying to decide a strategy on what to do. So Hana is like integrated in Google Chat, just like any other team member. You will add the rate some member of your team, and you will ask them a question. In a similar way, you will add the rate Hana, and you will involve her in the discussions. You will ask her some questions. So in this thread, we are trying to discuss the strategy for uh, Google Sheets ingestion. We're trying to optimize the process. So here I've given some suggestions to my colleague Ankush. And I have asked Hannah, can you create an example of this function that I'm talking about in TypeScript so that Ankush can have more like a better context or a better understanding of what I'm trying to tell him. So Hannah can help you explain yourself better. You can say, Hannah, can you explain more about this? Or Hannah, what do you think? Hannah, what is your opinion? Hannah, is this the best way to go? Hannah, have you faced this problem before? Hannah, can you create an example? Hannah, can you explain to me or to Ankush like a child? Hannah, can you remind me to follow up on this discussion tomorrow morning? Hannah, can you create a task for Ankush to implement this? Or Hannah, can you set up a meet at 5 p.m. today so that me and Ankush can get to a conclusion on this? So all of these are using different Google Workspace APIs and basically involving Hannah in your company discussion. Remember that Hannah, unlike other team members that you may have, Hannah has unlimited potential. She has she is using very powerful models trained on very wide sets of data. So she might tell you things that you may not have even thought about, right? Or she can help you get started for the implementation. Whenever you have a question, your first thought should be, let's ask Hannah at least once, or let's get it verified from Hannah at least once. So here she has created this function. And as you can see that I did not consider this, but she's also like giving certain values that we might use for this particular function. There is this implementation, and this implementation is 90% correct. This gives my colleague a very good starting point to start implementing it in code, right? And it gives, so basically you can see that in this thread, in this Google Chat space, there are like three major people discussing at the moment: me, my colleague Ankush, and then there is Hannah. So Hannah here is like a team member, right? That is the beauty of it. You don't have to change the platform, you don't have to go anywhere else. Your colleagues are already on Google Chat. Google Chat has 100 million active users per month. I cannot verify that number, but I just read it somewhere online that that's the number. So a lot of people are using Google Chat, and Hannah comes into Google Chat like a team member. And Hannah is powered by a mix of most powerful models. So her knowledge is not limited to her years of experience or her domain or all of the things that we humans are limited by, right? So here she might tell you things that you may not have thought about, you didn't know. She will include online context, she will include your memories that you have added in her, your website if you have ingested, your Google Chat space memories if you have ingested, right? Your past discussions, any RCAs you have synced up, any PDFs you have synced up. So all of these things combined, she will answer your query, right? Here I'm doing a follow up with Hannah and I'm saying that, tell Ankush about this or that, right? Here, what am I doing? So, yeah, okay, I just did a follow up here, right? Yeah, I pasted it. So I'm going to wait for Hannah to respond, and I'm saying suggest this to Ankush as well. So you can see like how she can mention other people. She knows like who has talked in the thread about what, right? So the history is like very much like a human team member would read. The history is available to her, so she can get involved in the discussions. Here I'm just navigating in between spaces where Hannah is added, because Hannah takes some time to generate the response, especially if it's a technical question, if she has to do online search or memory search. So she will give this placeholder message, like this typing message at the moment, or it could be a bit different placeholder. And she will update this placeholder with the final response later on after she has done processing. In the meantime, we don't have to wait here. You can go into other threads, other spaces. You can refresh as well, right? And she will just update this message asynchronously. And then you can come back and you can check the response. Sometimes the response can take up to 2 minutes, sometimes even 3 minutes, but we are trying our best. The responses are almost always under 1.5 minute, but it's a big challenging because of certain limitations that we have, because this is the Google Chat app. We don't have our own custom chat platform. So this is a plugin sort of, or a marketplace app, right? So we are limited by certain things. So here she has done the follow up. You can see how she writes the code. She writes it in a very formatted way, right? And she has also considered the chat history that we have. She has given that based on our chat history, she has given the links as well, right? So Hannah is a very versatile assistant. You should involve her in your company's discussions as you would involve any expert, whether you're talking about anything legal or any new marketing campaign, or you are talking about some technical solution. You are trying to implement something. Maybe she can suggest you certain packages, libraries, or a way to go as a starting point for your team. I'm not saying that she will implement things. She's not a coding assistant, but she's more or less like an information agent. That is what we like to think about her, as an information agent. She is a great source to ask ones, to involve in discussions, to rely on her memories, to question her about the processes, about whether we can do things differently. Imagine you have a team member who has like infinite knowledge and has very very high IQ, one of the best PhD level IQs that are out there, right? And she's an expert, and now you have her in your Google Chat like a team member, like a person, right? That gives you immense power. That should propel your company to make better decisions much faster, informed decisions as well, with wide context, right? So that you know that your solution has not skipped anything, right? So the best thing here is the teamwork, right? Ankush is there, I am there, Hannah is there, right? So Hannah's responses can be seen by Ankush and me at the same time in the same thread, right? So that is the power of Hannah, right? We always do that. Like there are a lot of new people who join the team. I say, Hannah, can you explain about the business? Can you explain about yourself? Can you explain what side projects we are working on? Can you tell the SOP about deployment, or how we merge code? What are the best practices that we follow? Or Hannah, can you just introduce this new member to the team? Can you welcome him? Right? It just adds a bit of awe in your company when you have a chat assistant like that in your company. So free field to experiment. And in the history, Hannah can consider a lot of things. She can consider PDFs, she can consider Google Sheets, she can consider images automatically. Don't have to do anything. She will consider Google Doc links and a lot of other things. You can check the documentation where we have written down everything that she is able to consider in the chat history. We are planning to add other things like audio as well pretty soon. So the audio messages that you send in the history, she will also be able to parse and understand them. And at the moment, that is work in progress. She cannot understand videos in the history, but she can understand YouTube videos if they have captions, because we parse the captions, and based on that, Hannah is able to respond. So if you paste a YouTube link and you ask something, Hannah will be able to respond. So this is a bit of demo of how you can involve her. Thanks a lot for watching, and please continue using Hannah. Remember, always ask Hannah first or last. Thanks for watching.